True procrastination is actually a lost form of art. Those who mastered it, never got around to teach potential students. Apparently, they procrastinated. So here I am to tell you all how to stop procrastinating. Step 1, it's very simple. Write down all the pending tasks. Step 2, way simpler, do it tomorrow. In 2020, I remember myself whiling away my time doing absolutely nothing. In the month of March, as soon as my final exams finished, the stressful days waned away. Lockdown had been announced, which in turn accentuated the chill, relaxed feelings. April arrived with a bang, and I was highly motivated to do something worthwhile. I listed out all my goals. But here's the funny part. I was never able to achieve those goals until I did something to reconquer my useless brain as I perceived it at that time. Of course, I had thoughts like, if good things comes to the ones who wait, why is procrastination bad? Think of it in such a manner. Our brain is basically the kingdom over which we exercise our control. All the resources are at our disposal. When the kingdom remains quiet for a long period of time, a group of insolent and opulent, zombie-like creatures occupy it. They inflict harm to the kingdom. The same thing occurred to me. The zombie apocalypse had made my brain inert. The exiled ruler then gathers support, and the soldiers surge ahead. They strike the invaders, and the land is once again reconquered. The battle swallows many stalwarts, resources are lost, and time is wasted. Sadly, this isn't some one-time thing. It's prone to occur again and again until the ruler remains constantly vigilant. One day, determined to break up from this vicious cycle of unproductivity, I sat on my desk with the sole intention of completing my holiday work. And the most relatable but the astounding thing was that my mind wandered away from the homework on the desk to the fish in the aquarium. I sprinted across the room only to find the fish swimming happily. And then my concentration ricocheted to the laundry at hand. Things that I had never wished to do became part of my flexible to-do list. The two components on my to-do list were procrastinating and panicking. Now that I come to think of that incident, it occurs to me that at first I procrastinated happily, and as soon as the dread crept in, what did I do? I started procrastinating uneasily. At the end of the day, I would be so guilty, so dejected of being not able to utilize time properly. I would keep tossing on the bed thinking about ways to complete the task the next day. Well, the next day would arrive soon. I would get up, go to my room, grab the papers and sit to do the work. Wait, did I say I would sit to do the work? No. My dramatic brain wouldn't let me sit down. I would say all of a sudden, oh, we need to clean the mess on the table. And then I would start scrubbing and dusting the table, after which my brain will let me know that my stomach has been hungry for a long period of time. I would sprint to the kitchen, have some breakfast, and on my way back, I will be lured to read few pages of the novel. I would end up finishing the entire novel, and here we go, another day gone by, and the tasks still remain pending, stacked one above the other. Actually, I remember the first time I discovered about procrastination. It was discovering how to cry or laugh. I spent 3 hours straight feeding on BuzzFeed quizzes trying to find out if I was a pro-crastinator or an amateur-crastinator. Fast forward to the end of 2020, I found myself a companion who would constantly accompany me in procrastinating. Yes, you heard it right, 24/7. And I'm sure almost all the procrastinators might have guessed who it was. It was the mobile phone. I adopted a few favorite pastimes like mindless scrolling through social media posts and web pages. They say, Tumblr becomes 10 times better when you have something to procrastinate on, and I couldn't agree less to it. In fact, we procrastinators have developed our own definition of the world tomorrow. It's a mystical land where 99%, let me be very specific, 99.999% of our energy and motivation is stored. To the beginning of 2021, my final exams were approaching, and I was indifferent. Just 2 weeks left, but the twinges of unease were more conspicuous. I wasn't prepared, and that's when I exploded. Frustration, anxiety, and all that procrastinator feelings inundated me. And I was a crying mess. The days that followed had me burn my night oil, and that's when I realized that I need to go to the roots of procrastination for once and for all. Few months ago, I happened to be reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. In this, he has tried to explain where cravings come from. And I quote, every behavior has a surface level craving and a deeper underlying motive. According to recent studies, well, the studies would have been conducted much earlier, but these scientists, they waited until they got wiser. Nevertheless, these studies show that the deeper motive of procrastination is to actually relieve stress or uncertainty. Procrastination is something that offers you with instant gratification, and it is linked to the production of dopamine, which is related to reward-motivated behavior. Well, I need you all to attempt to this question as honestly as possible. Suppose you're given a very challenging task that requires a lot of effort. However, you're not given a specified time frame. Would you all do it? Is that even a question? If we are the representatives of the Homo sapiens community, we wouldn't do it, because procrastinating is much easier than actually working. Thanks to the development of the dorsal nerve cord into the sophisticated brain that we know, we will procrastinate. It appears to be grim, doesn't it? Everyone needs fast and easy solutions, but that isn't the case for procrastination, because procrastination isn't a problem that can be solved. It's a behavior, a habit that needs to be changed. Making to-do lists and Pomodoro techniques never made a difference for me. But realizing that procrastination was a symptom of stress did help me. Once I understood this, I made conscious efforts to understand and identify the cues or the trigger points of my procrastination. For instance, I sit to do a particular task on an apparently perfect day. The sun has risen at a perfect angle and my room is perfectly spotless. However, with sheer determination, I find out a much easier task. In that case, I made a conscious effort to make myself understand that I need not complete the entire task today, but I had to begin it. I followed the 5 seconds rule, wherein you have 5 seconds to begin the intended task before the brain kills it. The next day, I would try to do the task for 10 minutes, and so on and so forth. I would increase the time period until the habit becomes automatic. This is how habits are formed. To form a habit, you need to practice it, and to practice it, you need to make it more appealing. This method did help me, but it may or may not work for you. Hence, the real task here is to find out methods that actually work for oneself. Therefore, I would like to use this platform to challenge you all to interrogate and question your habits and change them, because no one else is coming to do it for you. No one's going to push you. Someone rightly understood our love-hate relationship with procrastination when he said, procrastination is like a credit card. It's all fun until you get that bill. Thank you.